Everyone thinks I did it. I didn't do it.
This goes way beyond normal police work. This is something even I have not experienced.
Members of Bomb Squad! Once again, after the revival of Rein Conversi like Christ on the cross, he has been murdered once again, and the culprit is one of yous three. Cause this isn't any other kind of Bomb Squad Matinee. It's a murder mystery Bomb Squad Matinee. Hi there, I'm your host and master of ceremony, Tanoit Blanc, and with me I have...
Hi, I'm Jew Detective Season 1.
I am Tim M. Sullivan, resident former Catholic.
I was told I was going to be the only detective today, but fuck it. Hey, Detective Cody Sweezo on the case.
You thought wrong, and you're under investigation too, detective. That's right, if you can't tell from the fact that I'm bringing this stupid shtick back, we are talking about the newest Rian Johnson film, Knives Out movie. You can see it behind me. Wake Up Dead Man. That's right, we're talking about the newest Knives Out movie, Wake Up Dead Man. But before we get into our thoughts on Wake Up Dead Man, I have a warm-up question for each of you. What is your favorite movie that involves Catholicism, or alternatively, what's your favorite movie with Catholic aesthetics? We will start with Austin, the most Catholic person in the group.
Man,
well, Jesus was Jewish.
The second Tanoit said that this was the opening question, I turned into Zach Galifianakis in The Hangover doing equations in my head. My immediate thought was Martin Scorsese's 2016 masterpiece, Silence. But man, that's like if the host was like, what's your favorite fantasy film? And you picked Fellowship of the Ring. I had a feeling somebody else was going to go for Silence. It's like the Citizen Kane of the movies about Catholics. Fortunately, I managed to use my extensive film buff background to orchestrate a classic Austin Zwiebelman pull. My pick for this question is Francis Ford Coppola's The Conversation. That's my deep pull, guys, a Hollywood movie that was nominated for Best Picture. Coppola himself is a Catholic who had lots of negative shit to say about the church over his lifetime, which might be like one of the reasons why he ended The Godfather with a murder rampage that's cross-cut with a baptism. In The Conversation, the main character is like this NSA-level surveillance freelancer who gets paid to eavesdrop on people from like miles away using high-tech equipment. While there would be, like, plenty of cognitive dissonance with Gene Hackman's character if he just kind of, like, sometimes questioned if it was morally right to spy on people for a living, Coppola also made him a practicing Catholic. So when his secret recordings start leading to people getting fucking murdered, this guy doesn't just start worrying about, like, maybe I'm a shitty person. This guy believes in hell! It spices things up. Talking with Popcorn Venus author Marjorie Rosen in 2017, Coppola also said that he added Catholicism into the mix because the practice of confession is one of the earliest forms of invasion of privacy. Like, one of the original forms of surveillance that he could think of. If you haven't seen The Conversation yet, do yourself a favor and go check it out. It has one of the coolest endings of any film ever, and a tremendously frightening scene involving a hotel toilet. Among many other cool things that I will not spoil here. 5 Hail Marys, 1 Glory Be. Back to you, Tanoit Blanc.
Fantastic answers there, Austin. Cody Johnson. Fuck. Nope.
That person doesn't even exist anymore. Her name is
Cody.
Sullivan now.
You know what's so funny? The next thing I was going to say was Cody Sullivan, which would still be wrong. Fantastic answers, Austin. Now, Mr. Cody Sweezo, you're under my detective magnifying glass now. What is your favorite movie about Catholicism and or with Catholic aesthetics? I can't wait to see what bullshit you come up with to make Mac and me count.
My answer is Conclave. But the reason my answer is Conclave...
Good answer!
Thank you. I haven't seen Conclave, so... But the reason I'm bringing it up as an excuse to fill runtime is to talk about the funny Conclave incident of March 2025. Tanner, you remember it very well. I just wanted an excuse
What
to talk
do you mean
about it.
funny? A man died.
No. It was not Conclave itself. Great. Hilarious time. It was during the Oscar ceremony that we watched together. And during the Oscars, you have a fun little party game. It's called Guess Which Movie's Gonna Win Each Oscar. And I played along, thinking I know a decent bit about movies. I can probably guess away. Tanner, would you like to tell the people how many I got right out of 20 plus categories?
I don't fucking remember.
You don't remember?
This
Okay,
was a year ago.
it was 2. One of them was Dune Part 2. I think it was for sound design. And that's the movie I actually watched. And then the other was Best Department of... What was it? I already forgot the name of it.
Wardrobe?
Best Department of Homeland Security. No, I think you mean Best Adapted Screenplay.
No.
Makeup and
It was
hairstyling?
the costume.
What
department.
the fuck did Conclave win?
Can you tell I prepared this question very well?
You did such a good job, Mother Dearest. Conclave won. Yes, it was Best Adapted Screenplay. That is the only Oscar it won.
All right, cool. Shows you how much I paid attention that night. So that's my answer. I can't wait to watch it.
You're doing great, sweetie. Tim, the former Catholic of the group. What is your favorite Catholic movie or movie with Catholic aesthetics?
So, I do want to give an honorable mention to the film Angel's Egg. That would be my answer if I hadn't literally just hosted a podcast on it last month. But that's a really good movie with Catholic imagery and may or may not be about Catholicism. Hard to say. But there's that. I should also just throw out End of Evangelion because it's a funny answer. Also, honorable mentions that my wife wanted to give to every Guillermo del Toro film. But my pick's gonna be fairly low hanging fruit, and that is The Exorcist. I think The Exorcist is a very good movie about Catholicism that uses Catholic imagery as well. I think what makes a movie about Catholicism good is I think a lot of movies about Catholicism are either, faith-based, propaganda type movies or full-throated mockery, and I don't think The Exorcist is either of those things, because our titular exorcist character is a priest who struggles with his faith, but he goes through with this exorcism because he thinks that's what's going to help this woman and her child. And it's an interesting movie about the struggle of faith and what is real and what is psychosomatic. But it's a good ass movie, good ass horror movie, and good movie about Catholicism. Back to you, Tanner.
Great answers. Now, as you all know, traditionally when I pose the question, what is your favorite X of Y type of movie or whatever, what I do is I go to google.com and I type in the exact question. And fellas, you will be pleased to hear that I have once again done exactly that. But instead of just pulling up an IMDb list, I have pulled up an IMDb list and also an article from some random guy called 100 Movies Every Catholic Should Watch, and then also something from Franciscan Magazine of them asking a bunch of Catholic scholars what they think the best Catholic movies of all time are. I would like to start with the Catholic scholars. The Catholic scholars. Because you look at this and you see a couple of obvious answers, such as The Sound of Music, A Man for All Seasons. That is perhaps the definitive movie about a Catholic. Life is Beautiful. Not really. They're Jewish in that movie. But some of the really funny ones in here are Groundhog Day.
I'm being
But my
struck down.
personal favorite here, from Dr. Bob Rice, who is a professor of cat ethics from Franciscan University, says a 2004 movie is his that a 2004 movie is his pick for best Catholic movie. That 2004 movie is a little picture directed by one Sam Raimi. That's right. This person believes the best Catholic movie ever made is Spider-Man 2. This person has a master's degree in Catholicism, basically. And he says Spider-Man 2.
I'm changing my answer. Spider-Man 2, 2004.
So
Great movie.
I figured Spider-Man 3 was gonna come up just because of the scene where Eddie begs God to kill Peter Parker.
Can we just have? We can have the whole trilogy. Honestly, I think every movie has something.
Dr. Bob Rice said Spider-Man 2, and I would like to quote from here. I know Spider-Man 2 doesn't sound very Catholic. That's how it starts. But I think it is an incredible story about vocation. Peter Parker wants to be normal, so he decides to give up being Spider-Man. He even starts to lose his powers because... Fuck, I dropped my phone. He even starts to lose his powers because he stops using them. That is not what happened in the movie, but whatever. However, when those he loves are endangered, he steps back into the vocation he was made for. A life of service to others, even if it's personally difficult. And isn't with great power comes great responsibility, just a rephrase of Luke 12:48. And Dr. Bob Rice, I hear you what you're saying, and to that I respond, no the fuck it isn't.
He's the professor,
I
you're not.
disagree. But also, granted, he literally has a master's degree in this shit, and I went to film school, so clearly he knows more than me. Anyway, I would also like to quote the other list from the one that said 100 movies that every Catholic should see before they die. Number 1, A Man for All Seasons. Once again, very sensible pick. Number 2, The Tree of Life. Terrence Malick does, I think, really deal with religion, especially in that picture. So I will buy it. Number 3, Fantasia. Huh? There are wizards in that movie. Last I checked, the Catholic Church frowns upon wizardry. But maybe it's talking about the one that had the angels and the demons. You know, the racist one you can't watch anymore. Whatever. Number 4, Goodbye, Mr. Chips. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that before in my darling life. However, this list gets fucking incredible when you get to number 5. Number 5 in 100 movies every Catholic should watch. Number 5, Decalogue. What?
Hell yeah, which one? That rocks.
All of them.
All of Decalogue is Catholic. That rules.
All right.
Number 9, The Seventh Seal. Sure, that kind of fits better. I'm just kind of skipping around in this list because this shit's fucking incredible. Number 10, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. Maybe. Number 12, Stalker. What are you talking about?
Catholic.
Number 17, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Number
God bless Sam
19,
Raimi.
Gravity. I thought the Catholics didn't like space travel.
I like Gravity. I don't know.
Number 22, The Village. Huh? Number 23, Pinocchio. Huh?
What?
Number 24, Interstellar. Huh? Number 26, The Dark Knight. Fuck off. Fucking number 33, The Iron Giant. Sure. Number 34, The Passion of Joan of Arc. Finally, one that kinda counts.
Should have said that.
Number 36, 12 Angry Men. Number 40, Arrival. Number 41, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Number 42, The Truman Show. Is this the Catholic that hates God? Number 43, The Prince of Egypt. I'll admit, your guy looks pretty good in that one.
Yeah.
Once again, number 45, Groundhog Day. Number 47, Andrei Rublev. I think this guy just likes Tarkovsky. Tarkovsky is a difficult name to say in the Benoit Blanc voice. Apocalypse Now, Fantastic Mr. Fox, The Chronicles of Narnia. Didn't the Catholics protest that one? Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Cinderella Man, A Quiet Place, Gladiator. There are Greek gods in that movie. The sequel, he was supposed to fight Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Inside Llewyn Davis, Heat, Princess Mononoke, Captain America: The First Avenger. What are we talking about? 71 Signs. I'll give him that one. People speculate the aliens are demons.
Is Silence
Right.
even on the list?
Not yet. 77 The Lion King. 78 In Bruges. 79 Children of Men. 80 Rocky. 81 Inception. 82 we have to get the racist Korean movie in there, Gran Torino. 84 The Blues Brothers. What are you talking about? Okay, here's a real one. 86 Diary of a Country Priest. That is a movie specifically about a Catholic priest. 88 Hail Caesar. 89 The Incredibles. Does this guy think Ayn Rand was God? Number 90 Of Gods and Men. Number 92 Life is Beautiful. Again, that guy is Jewish. Number 94 Modern Times. Number 95 Cheaper by the Dozen. 1950. Number 96 The Pianist. Once again, I must implore you, they did not really go after the Catholics in the Holocaust. Number 98 The Ten Commandments. Finally, that one counts. Number 100 Ben-Hur. Whatever. I know I just kind of named a bunch of fucking movies and then went, yeah, what do you think about that, boy? What do you think about that shit, what, boy? I don't know what to think about that, so I sit here and I think, and I think, and I think even harder, because to be honest, my answer was gonna be The Exorcist, but now I can't say that shit, so I'm kind of struggling, trying to kill time as I find an answer I like more. Now, see, I would say Silence, but I haven't actually seen Silence.
Fuck!
So instead, after going through the IMDb list for Catholic movies, I have found the most Tanner answer at all. Because the question was not just movies about Catholicism, but movies with Catholic aesthetics. Therefore, I do declare that the 2006 movie starring Jack Black counts. That's right. My pick for favorite movie with Catholic aesthetics is Nacho Libre. That's right, baby. Nacho Libre. One of the greatest movies ever made. Jack Black's perhaps finest performance if you don't count School of Rock or the new Anaconda movie. That second one was a joke, but I did see that movie. I'm the only one in America who did. Anyway, I'm sick and tired of talking in this goddamn voice. It's really difficult, and as you can see, it kind of dips out a little bit the more I do it. So we are going to move on to what did you think of the newest Knives Out movie, Wake Up Dead Man?
Years ago, I murdered a man in a boxing ring. I killed him with hate in my heart. And last night, that same sin rose in me, and in a moment of fear and rage,
I'm sorry. That was dramatic, but I needed you to stop talking.
Tim! We'll start with you.
Yeah. Take a breath, buddy. Take a breath.
Sorry, it's hard. It's really hard.
No, I imagine. Yeah, Wake Up Dead Man is a good picture. I much like the Frankenstein film. I got to see this during its limited theatrical run. I was hoping to get a rewatch in before the recording, but just did not have time to get that in. But I think I mostly remember the movie. I think, like, I think about this movie, you know, and kind of try and figure out where I place it amongst the Knives Out films, the Benoit Blanc films, because it's a lot different from the first two. It, like, the tone is very different from the first two, and I think I had less fun with this one, but I think it does some more interesting, like, character stuff, maybe, than the first two. I think it really kind of explores Benoit Blanc as a character and, you know, his sort of thoughts on religion and, you know, just philosophy in general. And I think it's kind of interesting how, you know, we see he's very much not a religious person, just, you know, through and through. Makes a good point of letting the priest know, like, yeah, I think this whole organization is, like, very rooted in fascism and homophobia and bigotry, but the aesthetics are really cool. But, you know, as the movie goes on, you kind of see him realizing more and more, like, yeah, I don't believe in this, and there's a lot wrong with it, but I can also kind of appreciate why it's important to a lot of people. And I think that kind of plays into what I was saying earlier about how, like, I think a good movie about religion isn't necessarily, like, endorsing it or, like, fully criticizing it. This kind of is more nuanced in how it portrays religion, and I like that. I like, kind of in contrast with what I was saying about the cinematography in Frankenstein, like, I think the cinematography and lighting is really strong in this movie. I really like what they do with the, like, shifting color grades as, you know, the scenes kind of progress, and it goes into more, you know, like, doubt. It starts to go from these warm colors into these, you know, deeper, darker blues, and then kind of wanes and waxes back and forth between the warm tones and the cold blue tones. I think that there's some really interesting stuff going on there. And yeah, just looks very good. And like I said, I don't think I had quite as much, like, bombastic fun with this one as with Knives Out or Glass Onion, but I do think when it gets funny, it is very funny. Like, just Josh Brolin talking about how he's constantly beating off is very funny to me. I think whenever they're cracking jokes, they're good jokes. I think it does a good job of, you know, balancing its comedy with its more dramatic stuff, but I think it's just heavier with the dramatic stuff. I definitely do want to revisit it, because, like, I did like it a lot, and I think it's a movie that kind of gives you a lot to ponder. Yeah, I'm a little scatterbrained right now, but overall, yeah, I like the movie a lot, and I'll have more to say in general discussion, but movie good. Back to you, Tanoit.
Great stuff. I really appreciate what you said about how this movie neither condemns nor endlessly praises religion. I think it has its place, and I think this movie deals with the nuances of that topic incredibly well. Cody Why didn't you marry him, man? This would be so much easier if you married him and then gave him the last name Johnson for some reason.
Come here, baby. You're joining the polycool now.
Thruple time, baby.
Sorry.
Cody and Tim, new sitcom, yeah. Tuesdays on Fox.
canceled after 6 episodes.
Anyway, Cody Suiso, what did you think of Wake Up Dead Man?
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna be very scatterbrained because if I had any like cohesive thoughts, the fucking preemptive question just knocked me. Your fucking spiel earlier just
Spider-Man
knocked
2,
me.
baby, the greatest Catholic movie ever made.
I really liked it. Let me just get that out of the way. I really liked it. Probably one of my one of the better highlights for me for the 2025 films. Even though I saw it like today, but don't worry about that fact. I always think Knives Out movies are a safe bet. Really good times. I mean, the first one I remember not watching when it came out because I decided I wanted to go see Rise of Skywalker instead. Bad idea that was. But don't worry, I saw it 4 years later. It's fine. It's a really good movie, and I'll pretend that I've seen Glass Onion for this sentence. Wow, great movie too. I love how Among Us ties everything together. So I was pretty confident that I would enjoy Wake Up Dead Man, and I did. I think the script. I think the best part about the Knives Out movies is that on its own, the actual mystery part isn't like this. Is usually easy to follow for like the first half of the movie, until they just start adding bullshit to make it more convoluted than it needs to be. Because honestly, I think 30 minutes in, I kind of like clocked like, oh yeah, it's that girl over there. Get her.
You can say it was Glenn Close. We do spoilers on this show.
True. But I think a good mystery isn't just like the who done it, but more so how you get there. It's and I think the twists and turns this film takes in order to get there was very interesting, especially with the namesake of the film, Wake Up, Dead Man. I think that sort of little twist near the latter half was very I was not expecting, especially with how, I wouldn't say down to earth, because I mean, how down to earth can you be with someone like Benoit Blanc walking around?
Extremely.
Extremely. But with how easy to follow something like the original Knives Out was, and I assume again Glass Onion, again Among Us, easy to follow. But this movie definitely takes more liberties with its script, and I think that's kind of to give the message of just like, since it's about godhood and be the great beyond, that there's just some things that are just too big for us to just solve in a simple murder case, and I think that's kind of what they put over on Benoit Blanc. I think he had probably the most interesting character study in this film, because he's a man who's trying to just find out the mystery and tell it as it is, but no matter how crazy he gets to get to that mystery, and yet some things are just beyond his control, which was a good way to reveal that Martha was the one who did it, because he had to have someone else basically confess to get the answer out the entire time. And I think that was very interesting. I do think sometimes, though, they do twist the plot in weird ways just to make sure that the mystery actually can be a mystery. And also, I just think sometimes characters act a little weird, like especially the cops. Like, how was the priest just not in jail, like, for the entire movie? Like, he can't be that hard to find.
Benoit Blanc said, "Pretty please."
He said, "Pretty please," and there's also just other convenient. I think like one of the sore spots for this film for me was the character of Cyrus. I don't think he's a bad character. He's one of those characters you're supposed to not like, as with a good chunk of characters. I just found his gimmick pretty annoying, especially with the whole. First off, if you're gonna have a stupid rig like that, you're not gonna have a vertical cam. Fuck off. That's so stupid. And also, just
unfortunately, that's quite common nowadays.
And the fact that he just has it around the entire time, always recording, no problems, just sure. It's one of those just conveniences added for the sake of making sure the plot can work as a plot, I guess. But it was a little clunky. Just like my rambling, it's very clunky. But overall, and also actually to add to Tim's point, because I wanted to bring this up because this is another Netflix film that we're covering. But I didn't have any issues with the overall aesthetic of the film. I think the actual look of it worked pretty well. Probably because it's more just contemporary rather than trying to tell like a fictitious tale in a certain place in time. I think the imagery looks really well. Really like the cinematography. I think the editing was pretty well. Usual blanket statements there. So overall, great time, and I'm very excited to watch it again because it'll be a much more interesting watch knowing everything. Back to you, Tanner.
Fantastic stuff. Mr. Austin Zwiebelman, what are your thoughts on Wake Up Dead Man?
Sometimes I hang out with Christians because my spouse.
I'm sorry to hear that.
My spouse's family are devout followers of Christ. As somebody who was like raised as a bacon cheeseburger Jew, I'm often learning new things about their culture. And the way secular people like end up regularly talking about like Steven Spielberg sometimes. Christians love them some C.S. Lewis. Now, for those of you who only know him for the Narnia books, the reason for that is that he famously converted from atheism to Christianity when he was around about 32 years old, reportedly for intellectual reasons. He argued that like God must have made the straight line that we're judging the crooked world against, something along those lines. Wake Up Dead Man swims the exact opposite direction. This is a movie made by a man who grew up as an evangelical Protestant, then kind of evolved into atheism when he moved away from home. And unlike Rian Johnson's previous movies where that really hasn't mattered, this one makes the Christian faith a centerpiece for the plot. As with the other two Knives Out movies, this is a Trojan horse full of leftist concerns, delivered with a lot of charm and restraint. He's created a rare type of thing I actually really love here. Unlike more infamous examples of former Christians critiquing the religion mostly just to rip it apart, think like Philip Pullman or Richard Dawkins, Rian Johnson uses this film as an opportunity to showcase what religion could be, without suggesting that we'd be better off like doing away with it altogether. While we do experience the spectacular harm that comes from evil men who hide behind God, the protagonist of this picture feels like Johnson's example of what Christianity can be without the fear-mongering. I love documents like this. It's easy enough to attack a failing system, but it takes actual brains to provide something we can realistically put in its place. I've seen this 2 times now, and it was a smooth watch on both times. On go number 1, you get like the propulsive excitement, and on go round number 2, you get to kind of appreciate how clever he was putting all the puzzle pieces together. The picture scene in the bar, Samson's TV like flickering when he uses the remote to close the garage, and Martha's confession in Act 1 are very fun to revisit when you actually like know what you're looking for. One truly unexpected part of my rewatch was that final shot had this profound emotional effect on me. On my first watch, it kind of felt like seeing the warehouse at the end of Raiders. Just like a nice symbolic image that kind of tied the whole thing together, but I didn't really emotionally engage with it. The second time I saw it, I couldn't stop crying. It felt like a more like uplifting version of the ending of Martin Scorsese's Silence. That jewel like safely nested in this cross that had been missing the whole movie. This hateful demagogue was replaced with the symbol of righteousness, and his former followers are still just incapable of seeing its value. Also, that Tom Waits song just fucking rocks! You can really understand why he'd use it to end one of the better albums of the later half of his career. I also loved it from a technical perspective. If you're a nerdy guy who grew up in the age of like digital video editing, Steve Yedlin, he's one of the greats. His film emulation techniques were like the talk of the town when Knives Out dropped. He used mathematical modeling to analyze the statistical behavior of film, and then he built a custom algorithm that probabilistically recreated those characteristics out of digital data. It was fucking cool. It's kind of like what happens when you cross like a software developer and a DP. Apparently right now he's working on a custom DMX controller software that's going to be like more optimized for feature films instead of like concerts and stage plays. I heard that they were able to, on this show, hook the custom software up to iPhones and tablets and control the brightness and the color temperature of the iPhones and the tablets with the software. It's nuts. Even though this movie is like just a murder mystery about a church full of shitty people, it's got a lot of technically complicated stuff going on under the hood, and I'm a big fan of that. Even if like lay people won't notice all the work going into it because it's not like on an alien planet or something, but they'll know it intuitively just because the shots are really visually astonishing. Anyway, yeah, I liked it a lot. On top of like Rian Johnson giving us another like classic multi-layered murder mystery to chew through, it was satisfying seeing a movie that so effectively tackled like shitty Christian grifters and presented a positive depiction of what Christianity should be. This was like a great watch. I'm giving Wake Up Dead Man an 8.5 out of 10. Back to you, Tanoit Blanc.
Great stuff. Great stuff. My time to shine. Hello. This to me is easily, in my humble opinion, the best Knives Out movie. If only because it has the comedy of the previous two. When this movie wants to be funny, it is deeply funny. But there are two distinct things for this one. Actually, scratch that, make that three distinct things for this one that elevate it. Number one, Tim talked about this a little bit, the more serious tone. The movie takes itself a little more seriously, especially compared to Glass Onion, which while I loved Glass Onion, that movie felt like a comedy first more than anything. This one takes itself a little more seriously. Two, this is the movie where I believe Benoit Blanc actually has a character arc of his own, way more distinctly than the previous two movies. He learns, like Tim was saying, learns to accept religion for what it is and what the comfort it can bring to people is. I thought that was really well done. And three, almost contradictory, this is the one where Benoit Blanc takes more of a backseat than ever, not showing up until, I believe, 40 minutes into the movie. Which, I think objectively makes him a supporting character. Yes, I have always believed, at least in the first Knives Out movie, that Benoit Blanc is more of a supporting character than he is the main character. He's kind of the main character of Glass Onion, and you could argue he's the main character of the original Knives Out. You could not make that argument here. 100% this is the Josh O'Connor show, and Josh O'Connor comes to the material and he nails it, people. He does an amazing job. He's funny. But more than being funny, he's deeply emotional at parts. I think my favorite scene in this movie, and therefore probably my favorite scene in any of these Knives Out movies, and maybe my favorite scene of the past year, is when he's on the phone talking to the people that opened the, what do you call that they buried Monsignor Wicks in? What is that thing? Mausoleum? Is it a mausoleum? I think it's a mausoleum.
Yeah. A crypt?
The crypt, yeah, when they had to open the crypt and he discovered that it was ordered before Monsignor Wicks even died, and to ask who made that order. And at first, you know, Josh O'Connor, he's in a rush, I got some more places to be, and then all of a sudden, the woman on the other end of the line says, "Will you pray for me?" And what followed was an incredibly moving scene. Fuck, it's really hard to do it while crying. Fuck. Of him staying on the phone for seemingly hours and praying for her and listening to her and her situation. It seems like I'm crying more than I am because I'm trying to stay in character. Fuck. I found that scene incredibly moving, and to me that was the linchpin of it all. I'm someone that has a complicated relationship with religion. I don't necessarily lack organized religion. I don't even know what religion I really believe in. I've kind of picked up these little bits and bobs over the years, and it makes up some weird, complex personal system. But the point of the religion at its best is community with one another and helping one another emotionally. That's what religion is at its best. And I thought that scene really captured it well. Beyond that, though, of course, it's a genuinely thrilling mystery. I think I even though I probably pegged it was Glenn Close near the beginning, I had difficulties figuring out the why and the how, and quite frankly, the Jeremy Renner part floored me. Did not see that part coming. Legitimately, did not see that shit coming at all. Like Tim and Cody and everyone has said, the cinematography here is absolutely brilliant. I think it is the best looking Knives Out movie. The way it uses its set and the lighting, and I love the stuff in the flashback where Rian Johnson puts in those little those like red and blue filter things onto the lens for the first time. They do the Harlot Hall flashback that later disappears when it's the truth. Also, if you notice, I love the way Rian Johnson plays with memory in his movies, especially these Knives Out movies and a little bit in The Last Jedi, how he'll portray something, and then when he shows you, like, memory is infallible, it's most effectively used in Glass Onion when there's a scene where, if you remember, Edward Norton handed Dave Bautista a glass with the allergen in it, but then, when we replay it, they replay it the first time, they show Dave Bautista picking it up of his own accord, and I remember thinking, well, that's not what I just saw. Wait a minute. I love the way he plays with memory in these pictures. Overall, I think Wake Up Dead Man is a very funny movie, but more than that, it's a very emotionally deep movie with brilliant performances. If I were to critique anything, and this isn't really a critique because it doesn't bother me, the ensemble is used the least in this movie, and maybe we'll talk about that more in general discussion, but it's definitely the least ensemble heavily Knives Out movie, which is good because it allows Josh O'Connor all the time to shine. I'm sure we'll have more to say about that ensemble and Josh Brolin's fucking furry hentai masturbation addiction after the break. See you in a minute.
I've overlaid a timestamp taking into account the broadcast delay. Dr. Sharp's call to the hospital happened at 3:47 p.m. And 90 seconds before that,
Thank you for watching that commercial break. For another commercial, you see that shit up there? That's a movie palette. That's the one for the movie Punch Drunk Love. Tim is pointing to the one for the movie Mandy. Cody is psych. He doesn't have one, and I'm trying to make him feel bad.
Yet.
Once the Mac and Me custom comes in, it's all over for you hoes. Anyway, if you want a movie palette of your own, what it basically is, it takes the primary color of every frame of your favorite picture, slices it up, puts it on a canvas just like that. Just like that. Moviepalette.com, Squad 15 to save 15%. Back to the show. Is there anything any one of you suspects want to discuss generally?
I gotta bring up the big one. The opening scene, the location they used was the same location as Never Gonna Give You Up. Rian Johnson.
We all have it on pre-fire.
Rian Johnson talked about how, like, he was so excited to use the Never Gonna Give You Up auditorium for that scene, and he was like playing it while they were shooting, and nobody else on set was like hyped about it. All just like, "What are you doing, man?" That's loser activity, man. How do you not get pumped for fucking shooting?
Yeah, I don't know if people he's working with are too young or too old, but there had to be at least somebody holding a laugh. There's just no. I don't believe in a world where nobody saw like eager Rian Johnson jumping up and down, holding his iPhone, playing "Never Gonna Give You Up," and everyone just going, "Why the fuck are you showing this?" Like, I don't believe that.
Yeah,
it's too prolific.
Hold on a minute.
The best way to notice it, so in the Never Gonna Give You Up video, look for the part where there's all the tables with the upside down chairs on top of them. You'll notice some pretty distinct windows behind Rick and the dancers. And then look behind like Jeffrey Wright and company during the tribunal scene, and the windows will match up like crazy. The windows are how you spot it. See that shit?
Son of a bitch! Son of a bitch! You seeing this shit? You seeing this shit, people? Oh my God! Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. What are we talking about? I forgot.
Wake Up Dead Man.
What's
A Knives Out mystery.
Did everyone have a favorite joke, like one that sticks out in your mind as the funniest joke?
Furry hentai.
Furry hentai for 1,000, Alex.
I'll take furry hentai for 1,000, Alex. I want to see Benoit Blanc on Jeopardy.
See, it's been
As host or playing?
It's been too long since my viewing. I need to watch it again. I should have gotten a viewing in just right before this, but like one bit from the movie that resulted in a funny incident was like when we were coming back from the movie. It was late. We were pretty tired, and Cody, my wife, was feeling a little slap happy, and she was talking about the bit where like they find Jeremy Renner's skeleton in the acid with the fucking melted hands and everything, and she just kind of very exhaustedly says, "Oh yeah, that acid was cool." And then as we were walking into our apartment, realized, oh, if anybody heard that, that sounded like we were talking about drugs. And then one of our neighbors just kind of offhandedly goes, "Yeah, that was really funny."
Oh,
we're just like, we have to get the fuck out of here.
I have 2 candidates for funniest joke in the movie. Number 1, it's not really a joke. It's just Benoit Blanc going Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Oh yeah, that was a good
funny.
bit. I fucking love
That was
that.
pretty funny.
But beyond that, I think the joke that made me laugh the hardest is after the murder, and they're all gathering in the little house, and Caylee
Spaney.
Is it Spady?
Spaney.
Caylee Spaney walks up from the wheelchair, and Glenn Close screams so loudly and goes, "It's a miracle!" And she just responds with, "I can walk, Martha. It just hurts." Made me laugh so goddamn hard.
Yeah. That might be also my pick. For
I also
funniest
like
joke.
Benoit Blanc playing with the dead body going, "Yep, flesh and blood, wiggly wiggly, wiggly wiggly."
It just keeps going with it.
I feel like that's desecrating the dead, but what do I know?
What? Not that airtime he got flipping it over.
Oh my god!
Well, I mean, it's dead. I don't think he
I
minds.
should have heard the Tony Hawk like trick sound effect when that fucking flip happened.
You know,
At least
about
a
those
360.
Japanese cat cafes.
Okay, so
You gotta
for Josh
know.
Brolin, in that scene, they had to make a full body prosthetic, partially to do the pancake flip, because you don't go around pancake flipping the brother from the Goonies, but also, apparently, Josh Brolin was too ripped, so they couldn't use his real body. Like, there's a picture of him on, like, a film set for a movie that's coming up. He's way too ripped to be a drunk priest, so they had to make a full cast of my body and put Josh Brolin's head on it for the scene to work. My candidates for funniest scenes are Jeremy Renner trying to defend Wicks after the revelation that, like, Sai's his illegitimate son. And he goes from, like, we do not know this woman to, like, there are some vague shit about there's various different sources to what even exists? Does any of this exist? And I love that. Also, the scene where Sai just rattles off all the conservative talking points he tried, like the race thing, the gender thing, the trans thing, the border thing. I just like that. That was kind of gratifying to see on first watch.
Tried it all.
I did love that when he was going through that whole thing, he did mention the Israel thing. We don't get that in a lot of movies.
Yeah. He tried BLM, CRT, the CDT, or CDC, DEI, and 5G. Fucking epic, legendary shit. I heard about a thing Rian Johnson did during editing that was kind of novel. So apparently, like, 2 weeks before this movie was going to go into sound mixing, right? So they are really far along in the process. He, like, broke into the Avid Bay, duplicated the project, and he made, like, what he called the asshole studio head cut, and even did an asshole studio head voice while he was making the edits, where he cut out everything they literally, like, could cut out that wasn't, super duper necessary to the film. And then him and his editor sat down, because the reason he did this was he was feeling really insecure about the edit at the time. He thought it was, like, turning out bad. But then, watching this asshole studio cut, he, like, grew to appreciate that, like, these things that weren't 100% necessary for the plot to work, they were necessary for the movie to be good. It was, like, a way of hyping himself up, was making this, like, shitty, I don't know, like, Harvey Weinstein cut-to-shit version of the movie.
Yeah.
And I've never heard of
The
that before.
fucked cut, if you would.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just that thing you guys were talking about, the Breakfast Club, but without the dance scene. Just like you don't need it, but you need it.
Mm-hmm.
I do hope the asshole cut is on the on whatever Blu-ray they make for this.
Netflix releasing a Blu-ray?
Wait, you're right. Ah, fuck. We're in some dark times, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Lord help me.
This motherfucker thinks Netflix is gonna make a Blu-ray. Let's all point and laugh.
No. Surely it'll be different once they buy Warner Brothers. Surely.
It will not be different.
Surely,
and do not
surely
call
the
me
Netflix
Shirley.
won't eat my face.
It's either them or Paramount. I don't know who, man. Someone's eating my face, regardless.
Trying to get my ass ate.
Jesus.
Who eats better?
Benoit Blanc going home to Hugh Grant.
We do know canonically that Benoit Blanc is gay, but the question is he a top or a bottom? Austin, I consider you the foremost expert on this matter.
This will be the final Knives Out movie, by the way.
The sex one?
Yeah. The sixth one. Ooh.
The final mystery, is he a bottom or top?
And he's trying to figure it out himself.
What am I? I don't know.
He wakes up with amnesia. He's in a gay bar.
Maybe I'm a
his
switch.
detective skills. Mary, I'm a switch.
find my-
Fuck. Mother Mary.
I have
And
to
find
find myself.
in times of trouble. Mother Mary comes to me. Sorry, Austin, you were saying.
What was it? I was hearing Rian Johnson, and I heard this thing about his writing, right? He was explaining his writing process, and he gave away one of those tips that's actually specific enough that I think it actually will help aspiring screenwriters. So one thing he does on these movies is he hides clues inside of jokes. Reason being, people will see the clue and immediately think the point of whatever just happened was just to be funny. It's actually solid misdirection, and it works on me every time. So that was the thing that I thought really rocked. Also, another thing people have been bringing up, the Knives Out movie, other directors may not be able to emulate this, but he casts a bunch of A-list actors, so you don't know which one to pay attention to. That didn't get put together through me. I read that online, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. Because sometimes you'll have a movie, and like a supporting character played by like Henry Cavill will show up 40 minutes into the movie, and you're like, I see the antagonist. Good shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you made a Star Wars movie, you could pull this off. You could get fucking Glenn Close as a supporting character. God. Oh, and it's good to see Jeremy Renner back after the snowmobile incident. Our boy is back.
Indeed.
Never looked better.
They should have put him on a snowmobile in this movie. I think that would have been very fun.
Jesus.
He should have been on a
welcome back.
snowmobile, turned to the camera, and said, haha, bitch. Missed me.
Turns to the camera. I got it this time.
Jeremy Renner, more like Jeremy Reagan. That rocks.
I do think it was really funny when Reagan heard a balloon pop and went, missed me. That is, unfortunately, you have to hand it to Reagan for that one.
Apparently, they put the Jeremy Renner hot sauce in the El Diablo bar, and Rian Johnson has said, like, he'll give somebody a prize if they can spot where it is in the movie. But I also heard him saying in interviews, like, when he was in the editing bay, he was looking for the hot sauce and couldn't find it. So I think it's just not in the movie.
Probably
I think they missed
not.
that
I mean,
bus.
it's on streaming. If we can't go frame
It's
by
like
frame
under
on
the
it and find
bar.
it.
It's like under the bar. They
It's
forgot to pick it up.
Oh.
It's like next to the vodka.
Well,
It's
you get, like,
only
a
in the
Blade
picture.
Runner edit. They do like an enhance on a reflection, and someone's eye in the bottle just like slowly like materializes.
Son of a
Like, we
bitch.
got him.
It was
I'm gonna
always
feel
there.
like that.
I was so blind
photo
before.
This is unrelated to the movie, but it's a general Rian Johnson trivia fact that I thought was funny. So his cousin, Nathan Johnson, is the composer on this film. I think the composer on every film
Good
Rian
score.
Johnson made it, except for The Last Jedi, where Disney, like, strong-armed in a different person. when they were younger, they'd make like camcorder movies, but the only way at this time to get music onto like one of those before NLEs came out was like hooking a CD player up to a channel in the camera. And the one soundtrack CD they had in the house growing up was Steven Spielberg's Hook. So all their childhood movies just have the music from Hook playing over them, because it was the only one they had around. And apparently, when Rian Johnson's cousin wasn't allowed to come be the composer for The Last Jedi, I think he gave his cousin a vinyl of Hook as kind of like a throwback to this. I don't know. I just like to see those childhood movies where like they all have different plots, but the soundtrack to Hook is just blaring throughout. I thought that was quaint.
Hell yeah.
This movie does something that I always think is adorable when movies do it, which is that it references a time thing, and then little did you know it occurred. So, as you know, the actual first shot, I know I said Benoit Blanc doesn't show up until 40 minutes into the movie. Technically a lie, the first shot of the movie is Benoit Blanc. But no, it's reading the letter that Father Judd writes like 55, 58 minutes into the movie, right? Here's the thing. When the Father Judd voiceover says something sort of the letter you've been reading for the last hour, that part of the voiceover occurs, wait for it, 1 hour into the movie. I love it when movies do that shit.
Oh! And what is it? Glenn Close dies of phenobarbital exactly 10 minutes after it's introduced that she swallowed the phenobarbital.
Wait, really? Because that's cool.
Yeah. They're doing all kinds of David
There's
Fincher
something
shit.
that some shit that drives me insane sometimes is when they say we only got 10 minutes to do this, and then 25 minutes later it's still happening. What are you talking about? You know what a
Find
great
out
example
on the
of this
next
is?
episode of Dragon Ball Z.
In 2025, there was a movie called House of Dynamite that claims to be a hyper focus on the 20 or so minutes before a nuclear weapon hits America. Here's the problem. It does those 20 minutes 3 times, and each time, it's at least 30 minutes long. That's not 20 minutes.
You could have just said 30.
Some of the stuff there, it shows a little bit before the missile is launched in House of Dynamite.
It still doesn't add up. I'm sure if you look at the clock, it will not match.
That's fair.
30 minutes is not 20 minutes.
Who's the best director with their ankle chained to Netflix right now? Because we know it's not Fincher. Fincher has not been
anymore.
thriving.
Fincher is making fucking Wake Up Hollywood 2 or whatever the fuck it's called. A Cliff Booth Boogaloo.
Isn't he making like American Squid Games now?
Don't get me started on that shit.
I will, because it's dumb.
That's the type of hack shit I'd expect from Adam McKay.
It almost
Anyway,
feels bad
the answer is either Rian Johnson or Guillermo del Toro.
Right.
Probably Rian Johnson.
Yeah, I would say so, just based on consistency. Del Toro's films are really great, but they're flawed, whereas Knives Out, it's like a known quantity where he aces it like every time. Del Toro's films have some things that are a little bit wonky, but like they're not.
What of the
as
directors
perfect
are
as
in like
this.
Netflix prison right now?
Noah Baumbach, Spike Lee
Okay.
are 2 off the top of my head.
Well, no, Spike Lee just did something with Apple TV, so I don't think him anymore.
Oh, okay.
He
Okay,
escaped.
that must have been a while.
He's free.
He got out.
Then it must be who did?
Coen Brothers. They also leaped out of Netflix to the Apple TV prison.
Greta Gerwig
more
is about to be
lucrative.
locked in with Netflix with these fucking Narnia movies.
I am
Isn't one
so
coming
afraid
out
of
this
that.
year?
I think.
I can't
find
believe
out
that
together.
that woman
Let's find out
made
together.
Lady Bird, Little Women, and then Barbie, making the fucking toy movie one of the best movies of the year, and then she said, give me another crack at the talking lion.
Narnia the Magician's Nephew, November 2026.
I honest to God, thought you said Narnia the Midget.
The midget?
Can't say that on the show.
I can't.
Am I not? Is that a bad word?
I don't think they like it.
They're not here.
They're not here. Or at least I don't
They're
see them.
listening to Henry.
That's what you think.
Austin removes stilts to reveal he's actually been 4 feet tall the entire time.
Oh my goodness.
The Saw theme starts playing.
Mike Flanagan kind of has a Netflix contract, but he's like a TV man.
But he just made The Life of Cuck. Chuck, fuck.
It's such a good movie. movie. There's a scene. In the
I
Life
just
of
assumed
Chuck.
that was the movie name.
There's a scene in The Life of Chuck where, so it takes place in kind of a post-apocalyptic, like a very realistic apocalypse scenario in the first third of the movie. And there's a scene where the internet goes out, I think due to massive earthquakes and fires. And there's this guy, he's in a parent-teacher meeting right after the internet's gone out. And he's crying. He's like, they took Pornhub. I don't even have Pornhub. And at the time when I was watching the movie, I didn't think anything of it. And then, all around the country, all around the United States, I am so surprised that clip hasn't been circulating.
Well, nobody saw The Life of Chuck, unfortunately. It was just you and me, Austin.
God damn it, it's so good!
It is great. It was just outside my top 10 of the year. I think it's clear we're running on fucking fumes.
Oh, the fucking people who made the Electric State. Those guys. They have a Netflix contract.
The Russo brothers get to make Avengers movies again, so...
Yeah.
Seems it worked out for them in the long run.
Temporarily.
So many $300 million bombs. Like, if you
They made Avengers Endgame, and they said, we're going to make 3 pieces of shit in a row, and then Marvel will beg to have us back. And somehow that shit worked.
I think that the Russo brothers, between like that Amazon series about spies and the Electric State and the Gray Man, might have wasted around $1 billion of Hollywood money. Like, I think all the layoffs are just because of them.
You never hear Anthony Russo talk. It's always Joe Russo that won't keep his mouth shut. I don't even know what Anthony Russo sounds like.
Yeah.
Is Cody looking up an Anthony Russo interview?
No.
He's looking up Mac and Me clips. He needs a fix.
I need a release.
Whoa! I don't want you to go all Monsignor Wicks furry hentai on us, Cody. I wonder if Mac and Me Rule 34 exists. Let's Google.
It absolutely exists. Everything has that.
Jim's like, I've seen it personally. Do not look it up. It's terrible.
No, a friend of mine told me about it. A friend
named Bim Bullivan.
I can't find any.
Oh.
Well,
I found macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
Why is the macaroni and cheese doing that to the My Little Pony?
Oh, Tanoit Blanc, let's wrap this up, shall we?
Yeah, let's final thoughts this.
Knives Out Rule 34.
Tanner, no.
What the fuck? All right, I'll take hosting duties.
Stop making me
Oh my
cut
God,
things.
Benoit Blanc, that penis is huge. Austin, what are your final thoughts on Wake Up Dead Man Benoit Blanc Big Penis Rule 34?
Wake Up Dead Man hit me pretty hard because I've always been really invested in
Like
this
Benoit
topic.
Blanc's penis?
You're told, dude.
Men who spread hate and pretend that they're practicing Christianity. And I think Rian Johnson did a great job of exploring that topic while still offering hope that religion can bring good into the world. Back to you, Tanner.
I'm fucking crying. Benoit Blanc, big penis. Oh my God, it's Chris Evans. Cody, what are your final thoughts on Wake Up Dead Man?
Rian Johnson, I think in an interview, said at one point that he just wants to keep making Knives Out movies. Fuck it, we ball. And honestly, normally I'm against, just continuous sequel after sequel. But if they're going to be as consistently good as Knives Out is, I'm kind of okay with that. Wake Up Dead Man's really good, just like the rest of the films. I think we all said our piece. It's very funny, but also very grim. But it has a nice outlook on the themes of Christianity. So overall, great time. Can't wait to watch it again, especially people who haven't seen it yet, because that's always the fun way to watch films like this. Stop looking at porn, dude. Jesus Christ. You know what? We're doing a confessional.
There was
Tanner.
Benoit Blanc and Ransom were having sex, but Ransom had the ankle monitor on.
No, Tanner, it's been a week since confessional.
I have masturbated to Knives Out Rule 34 and furry hentai. 2 Hail Marys should do it. Ooh, having a Tim, what are your final thoughts on fucking Wake Up Dead Man?
Yeah, Wake Up Dead Man is a good picture. I don't really know how to go forward at this point, but
I'm so sorry.
Wake Up Dead Man is a good movie. I think it has probably the most to say out of the 3 movies so far. Like Cody was saying, like, Rian Johnson kind of just wants to make these movies forever and ever. And I think that does work because each one, like Tanner was saying, Benoit Blanc is more or less the, like, supporting character, and it's less about him specifically and more about him helping somebody who, you know, needs help in this moment for whatever reason. And, you know, I dig that. I dig the adventures of Benoit Blanc, and I'm here for however many more Rian Johnson wants to give us. Back to you, Dan.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Don't worry about that. I'm having fun over here. Anyway,
We can tell.
wake up, dead man. Wake up, dead man. I haven't actually listened to the U2 song. Wake Up Dead Man to me is the best Knives Out movie. It honestly feels like Benoit Blanc taken to its full potential. It's a brilliant picture with lots of great characters. The ensemble is maybe not used as effectively as movies past, but it ultimately does not matter in service of Josh O'Connor's wonderful character. I love the Knives Out movies, and I especially love this one. But who killed Rein Conversi? I wish I had an answer. I thought might have been Tim, but he had an airtight alibi. I thought it might have been Austin, but then I remembered he doesn't go to church. I thought it might have been Cody, but then I kept getting his name wrong. And then I thought it could be you. But it's not. It's not you. Can't be you. It's just one impossible mystery I can't crack. I know that's not the ending you wanted to hear, so instead, I guess we'll go into our outro. So to you, I say, thank you so much for listening / watching this episode of Bomb Squad Movie. Thank you so much for watching / listening to this episode of Bomb Squad Matinee. We really appreciate it. If you are on any of the audio platforms listening to this, how about you leave us a review? It helps boost us in the algorithm or something. And if you are listening, how about you mosey on down over to our Patreon, where the $5 tier gets you access to commentary tracks, and the $10 tier gets you a special shout out at the end of episodes. So, of course, the killer is none other than Tanya Kraft, my mother! Folks,
What
it was
a
her
twist.
all along. We never would have suspected her because of the $10 a month, but it was her all along. I'm on to you, mother. This is not the Benoit Blanc voice anymore. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, Frenchman. It's so hard. It's so fucking hard. Benoit Blanc
Good
do
clip.
this. It's so fucking hard.
All right.
And if you are not done giving us money, how about you mosey on down over to our merch store? That's right, bombsquadproductions.shop. We got shirts. We got pants. We do not have pants. I don't know why I said that. But we have hoodies and posters, etc., etc. Give us money, or else. Not really, I'm not threatening you.
Wait.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you oh so very much for watching. We really appreciate it. How about you mosey on down over to the comment section below and let me know, what is your favorite Knives Out movie? Kind of turned into an Adam Sandler voice there for a second. What is your favorite Knives Out movie? Do you think it's Wake Up Dead Man? What's your favorite Benoit Blanc performance in these movies? What's your favorite murder mystery? And finally, comment below and let me know if you can find the Mac and Me Rule 34. We'd really appreciate it. Actually, just DM me that. DM me that on twitter.com.
Come on.
And while you're down there, hit the like button so we know how much you like us. Hit the subscribe button so we know how much you love us. Hit the bell icon to know exactly when we upload new videos. Thank you again oh so very, very much for watching. tune in next week when we conquer another Oscar movie hot legend. That's right, we're going to be covering the newest Josh Safdie, not the Safdie brothers, just Josh Safdie movie, Marty Supreme. Should be a lot of fun. We'll see you then. Bye-bye. I can't fucking, they can never make another one of these movies. I can't fucking do that voice anymore, man.
Scooby-Doo.
All right, reset to 1.
Fantastic answer, Sir Austin. Now, Mr. Cody fuck. Fantastic answers, Mr. Austin. Now, Sodi Quiso.
Just slid my ticket across the table and I said, sorry guys, I gotta see about a girl.